Hello. Waiting for the men. Yes. Oh, he's there. Oh, Lord, what is that song?
Which one?
What's this
It's coming. Nice. Resa. Eurute? You want to see? You want to watch? Yeah, she's singing. Yeah, she's watching.
So, doctor, can I request that you're going to going to do that? Process for all semesters, not like 2 academic years. So it's not do that. So can I suggest that on this committee we shall have Dr. Kado?
Oh, time.
Yes, we shall have
Kaweza kama time. Oh.
Okay. I think we'll go straight into presentations. Aha. So now we have known each other even worse, isn't it? That's 95%. By the time we go home, it will be 100%. Okay. The first group to come and present. And the other members, please be ready to chip in. As your chair is presenting, make sure whatever you agreed, keep in where you are supposed to keep it. The over timekeeper here. We'll give each other 5 minutes. Okay. Where are the group members? May you stand where you are? I want to see you. Who was the reporter?
This one.
Maggie, okay. The collector, Yvonne, the timekeeper, and we. Okay, and the other members, isn't it? So please just stand to support your chair. We are
I
supporting
thought you're looking for this. Yeah.
so that she
But I need a
feels
copy.
belonging to the group. Immediately she starts, the 5 minutes starts running. You have a pen. Here. You'll be beating there on that tree.
Okay.
Okay. Not standing. Okay.
Move there.
It's okay.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Here, here. This one.
Yeah, where's the other one? What's there? You checking? Sorry. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Representing Group 1, I'm going to start by introducing myself. My name is Karen Jongo, and our theme is a positive learning community. From lesson 1, the skill progression that our learners are going to acquire from this positive learning community are that learners will learn to introduce themselves as the first thing that they'll learn. In schools, like we're going to begin a new term, our children who are coming in as grade 8 or grade 10, they need to learn to introduce themselves. It's from these introductions that we learn to know each other. We pick up our peer, the person we think we can blend in easily and move along as a friend, maybe up to the end of this venture or school. And from here, you will apply the self-core competences, which are the 5 ones. We have self-awareness. Through introduction, you will see that the learners will have self-awareness. They will be aware of themselves, who they are. Exactly from that point of view that I will pick up my friend because I'm aware of he or she has skills, has strengths. And they will manage themselves through peer as they learn through self-management. They'll know how to deal with their thoughts, their feelings, and their beliefs, knowing that they're coming from different backgrounds. Mhm. Social awareness, knowing how to relate with other people. As we introduce each other, from the voices, from the way you talk, I'll know how to relate with you, how you carry yourself. So that's how our learners will also learn or pick out from this lesson. They'll also learn responsible decision making. They will make correct choices, proper choices. We move on.
Just put it on top. On top of. Okay.
So we have the question, what? What are the self-competences that we're talking about? We're talking about self-management. We're talking about self-awareness, responsible decision-making, relationship skills, social awareness. An example is the troublemaking or troublemaking in a community. You know, our children, they come from different backgrounds. I'll give you a clear example, other than this example that is on the flip chart. When I was in grade 10, the first lesson that my teacher gave us was to write a story. The day when everything went wrong was Tuesday. All you were going to write about is a story about what went wrong in your life. Each one of us wrote a story, and we were teens. You know, as a teenager, something goes wrong in your life, and you pick it up from there. It is here where we read stories. A girl gave us a story. I reported to school on a Tuesday. I was told to stand up and introduce myself, seated in front. You know, every time you come in class, they'll give you the front row. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why it's like that. And the girl stood up to introduce herself and she had missed her uniform. The ones who were behind were all giggling. That broke her self-esteem. She never wanted to stand in class. That story blended in, and the teachers always used that story to tell the day when everything went wrong. So from this, self-competences, how do you manage yourself? Which friend is she blending with? This is what we are learning about and what we're going to be teaching to help Lion Quest fit and achieve their goals. And society How is the community helping our children? You know, adolescence is a very difficult journey, and we need to help our children out of it and through it. When an adolescent is watching a movie and they find this character, I'll give you Tupac. In those days, he was a hero. Which boy didn't want to dress like Tupac? They all wanted to walk like him, they all wanted to talk like him. And if your mother and father do not help you, so some friends in the community pick you up, they'll call you Tupac, and you feel a hero. Communities today, they are selling clothes to help learners, teenagers blend in society. But if our parents are there to help us, they will help our teenagers push through certain trials. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the presentation.
You didn't tell us the name of the group.
The name of the group, Down. Bling Bling for the teenagers.
Diamond, can
Yes.
we give
Every teenager wants to be blinging.
Blingy? Let's give them a hand of applause. Those were the diamonds. Bling bling. Okay. The second group. There's Bostic somewhere there. Okay. So the one standing with the. Okay, what's the name of the group? Tush. Okay. The name of the group is Tush. You have read. The name of this group is Tush. Tush. What does it mean?
You're in trouble. You're in trouble if I tell you the meaning.
What is the meaning of the word Tush?
I'll tell you the fuller tush. It is to shemerigo. It means we are happy. Happy.
That was the based on the objectives which we drew from those lessons. Knowing positive, number one, knowing positive values, kindness. Now here the values were the 9 of them. Then next was the identifying personal skills and qualities to build self-esteem. Then 3, was developing perseverance and self-confidence. 4th was describing different ways that people define and achieve success. 5th was identifying positive decisions. So you add our 2 minutes, which you have consumed for us, moving this thing. 5th, identifying positive decisions, values, and goals that have been laid that have been laid that have led people to become successful. Sixth, identifying characteristics of effective goals. It was a lot of work. We needed even in 2 weeks to do this. This number 7, describing process for setting goals. 8, using the process for setting goals. These were the flow, how the lessons were flowing from personal development topic. The lesson of choice, we were asked to choose a lesson, and we chose the topic, my action plan. We are teaching children how to set goals, but it's based on action plan. But the flow of lessons concerning this topic were given over a period of time. So last year, they could have covered the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation and how each affects their ability to reach goals. Motivation, inside motivation and external motivation due to external conditions like here, they looked at the thematic area. Then this year, like this year now, so you're looking at from last year you were here. Then this year you focus on the students recognize characteristics of effective goals and describe and use the process for setting goals by making an action plan. So now they are actually able to make an action plan based on the motivation that you taught from last year. Then the next year, you project what you want to teach next year. So next year, the students will name the characteristics of personal goals. So now they are able to make personal goals. So they are able to bring out those personal goals and will use the my action plan. They have personalized the plans. So they are their action plans to set personal goals. So they set personal goals. This year, I am going to get 80 in mathematics. I'm going to get 80 in English subject. So those will be personalized goals.
1 more minute. 1 more minute.
Then on the let me
Give
go.
him 1 neck all the time with this step.
You get 2 plus 1. So the what on this topic which we chose, the what component was the how could you explain health and accurate self-esteem to someone who has not heard those terms before? So even amongst the children, how can they share this information amongst them? Even maybe when they are newcomers in the classroom, the children must be able to share this information amongst themselves. Then on the so what? They're going to have situations like what personal skills and qualities have you identified from what you have experienced, from what the teacher maybe has presented in that lesson. Then in the now what? You could have an activity like how you can use your personal skills and qualities to grow even more. So it's like you are building up capacity. The teacher brings out this skill, but the child must be able to organize and go better. Project.
Okay, that is the touch group. Hey, isn't it? Touch.
Yeah, touch.
Or touch. Okay, can we? That is good. Touch meaning hand. Wow, that's good. We move on to the next group. Okay. That's the presenter, the reporter, himself. The collector. Yeah, and the timekeeper. Okay, so it's a full team.
How can I be alone?
Hey, What did you get? Just put on top.
Usually the time is net to not me. Yeah, I want to meet.
Okay, no, you can come. You are free to come. One. Okay, starting from now, 5 minutes.
Okay, our group, the name of our group is Warriors, meaning, you know what warrior means? Go on, yes.
What is the
Okay,
name?
we are looking at social problems, and under social problems, we are looking on how to handle bullying behaviors. No wonder why we are called warriors. By the in the first place, we define what bullying is. Bullying are actions or words repeated more than once to hurt others. That is bullying. Under bullying, we were looking at it, skills progression. And these are aligned according to years. We started from last year. Students learned to empathize and respect diversity. This year, students will learn effective ways to deal with bullying behaviors. Then next year, students will, sorry, I forgot to learn, and students will learn about cliques and new ways of making friends. It is just a continuation where we ended. We are looking at competences and skills. Under competences and skills, we are looking at the relationships. Sorry, under competences, let's look at the relationship skills. Then from there, under skills, we looked at the communication. It depends how, this is a situation where how learners interact with each other. That is under communication. Resolving conflicts, seeking help. Then on that one, we went further to look at examples of community connection activity. Under community connection activity, we looked at it. How do we deal with this bullying from the community point of view? Invite members of the community to share their bullying experiences. This is where we engage maybe these people who are experienced, let me say elderly ones. They will share the bad part of having bullies or being bullied in the community, as it hinders a lot of progress to this child. Then from there, this is human resource. From there, students to identify whom they can trust, and that is from the family point of view, whom they can trust to give caring feedback. Then from there, we looked at from the curriculum point of view, curriculum activity, students to perform a role play. This is where students show strategies on how to handle bullying, like what we showed on our charts. The best you can handle, it can either be physical, non-verbal, and verbal. That is all we prepare for.
Thank you to the warriors. What the next group? Group 4. Just remove, then you, or you can speak on that. Put it on the table. Okay. So, what is the name of the group? What language is that one? No, no, we don't have to see. Founded for those from your question, what is this word in your language? Huh? Over, yes. Okay. So as the pineapple group,
and the theme that we talked about the theme present was as in an group. So as in as a group, the theme chosen was health and prevention, and the lesson is making responsible decisions. So the skills that we looked at are one, the last year students learned how to make decisions using 5 steps, decision making processes. And this year, the students will use the steps to make good decisions. And next year, students will examine reasons, risks, and the perceptions behind team drinking. And then on the self competences and skills taught, we looked at the identify, where we identify a problem. And when you identify a problem, you say, should I go, should I not go? And then also the second one, which is think, you now think through to say, should I go? And if I go, what will it benefit me? And then you predict. That is when you look at the consequences of each positive option you make, or if it's a negative decision that you make. You think of the consequences, that is the prediction, and then you choose. And when you choose the best course of action, and then you do what you decide. That is which is the last part. Then on examples of community connection activity, that is the what. So we looked at the community connection activity, which is one, the party, where Okay, so we looked at the examples of community connection party. I mean community connection activities, which is the party, and the examples we get there is when maybe you go to a conversion party, and we also looked at the family connection activity, which is the dinner function or just a simple meal together as a family. And then we also looked at the club sporting activities, that is the curriculum. And then we also looked at making it becoming a real life skill. That is on the house, on the what. Then on the so what, we looked at the good decision making, where we will be able to identify. When you identify a problem, you will be able to think through, and then you will be able to predict the problem, and then you will be able to choose whether you will go ahead with the problem that was identified or you will not. And that is where you reach to the last point, it will make you decide whether to do or not to go ahead. And on the now what? On the now what, we have problem solving, where students will be making sound decisions which will help them focus in future. And also responsible students in future will be able to produce students who will be very responsible in making decisions, and will also be able to make our learners be able to avoid peer pressure, because peer pressure comes in when we have learners who are able to make responsible decisions. And on program components, I think that is all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nazi. The last group. Four. One side. Okay.
What? Or tush?
You know, when you look at our presentation, it's just like flowing, eh? The first one is taking us to the next one. The second one is taking us to the third one, and to the last one. If we look at the last one, which was about healthy, when you look at all the topics which you have presented here, they are all taking us to how to prevent our children from going astray. Because the last one was about healthy and decision making. Imagine where, because this child has been pampered, isn't it? Whether the parents have got money or they don't have, it's the same. Whereby when the father wants to say this to the child, have you?
She's listening.
Okay. This child will be doing what he or she wants, isn't it? At the end of it, that child will start making wrong decisions, of which, whether this, sometimes even children who are parents who are strict, when they go outside on their own, due to peer pressure, things happen. But I'm talking about the children who are pampered by us. Okay. Your brother, your sister will come and say, this is what is happening, this is what I've read. We'll try to protect that child. And then when the west goes to the west, things will start showing it. If it's a girl, she'll become pregnant at the 11 or 12. And the consequences is not 100% or 80% that that child will deliver normally, isn't it? Yes. So from decision making, from also us helping our children to make correct decisions, we become part of a child's failure. The teachers and parents, sometimes it's both. You know, I like sometimes referring to the word of God when it comes to this. Just think of the things that we have done in this room. But God forgives, isn't it? Huh? We've been forgiven several times. Yes. Now, as if a child makes a mistake of doing harm, that child will never be pointed. Even when he's going astray, he's like that. No, there's nothing I can say. The parents will come and shout. Me, I stand to the parents. I just tell them there's nothing you're going to tell me. When I'm in school, I call shots. If you want, go and treat him like a glass at home. When he's in school, he's going to follow school. So if we can all become like that, I'm telling you, what I'm saying is the truth. I put my foot down. Why? Because of somewhere where someone was doing that to me as a mentor. She talked about a mentor, isn't it? Yes. I think I've taken after the first head teacher I worked and you are wrong, you are wrong. You are a son to a president, it doesn't matter. Where I was, we had such meetings. The child will be punished. Your child, the president's child, my child, self punishment. So if us teachers can be like that, trying to help our children, where we see they are doing, you only take like a 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes before looking up what you understand about this, that, they'll teach something. Push over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Grace. Thank you, members. Welcome back from now. It's your turn. I'm hearing echo. Can you hear me? I'm getting echo. I hope it's okay now. So welcome back from that deep consultation with the materials. Well done on the presentations. I pray that now the materials are more clear to you and you've seen how you teach sequentially, the one that Grace was explaining, that you do the work in progression. Unit 1 feeds into Unit 2, feeds into Unit 3, to the end where we all celebrate success in Unit 6. Right now, I would like to hear if there are any concerns, any questions that you think the team should pay attention to. We can get them now. I see the governor is in the house. Some of the questions can be directed to the Lions. They can help to respond to them, especially regarding the implementation of this program. Thank you very much, members. And thank you, Chimwemwe and Grace. Remember, these two are being trained to become the national trainers. So when you're giving feedback on the evaluation forms, your information will help us to see the way forward.
Are we going to form clubs? How are we going to work with the school administration? How are we going to work with the community? We need the direction that so that there's no conflict.
Okay. If the world was like the way it was, I would have said we can sit, we make timetables, isn't it? There are people who are specialized in making timetables. We would have like pushed so that the quest is somewhere there, maybe on the extracurricular. But when you look at what is going on now, the world is not the way it was then. Just today, we have heard, I don't know whether it is true or not, that the children's opening for 10 next week has been extended. And if when you look at the teaching sessions, to me, it seems we are going back to last year. So it is not as easy as that. But when things maybe get back to normal, clubs are the best because it is very difficult for the head teacher to push in, but as an extracurricular, you give yourself time and commitment that I'll take up this when it is extracurricular time. Like the example which was given, the club we had at one of the schools, it was done during extracurricular time.
Thank you very much, Grace. First question. When you bring a new program in the school, what is the procedure? There should be a general way of implementing certain new programs in the school. Remember, we're talking about community involvement, the school involvement, we include the parents. So let me just give an example. You need to sell this program, firstly to the school administration. You had 2 days of training. Everybody are talking to administrators in the school, you will know how to convince them. If you just say wait for a language training program, that's you won't convince them. Give them the books, show them what we did, with everything, just to convince administrators first. Because it is a Lions program, communities are a bit negative. Explain to the community what the Lions quest is all about. We've been told what the Lions Club is all about, right? Start from there, convince the community like how it is. And then after convincing the community also, now introduce the program. If the school agrees they want to put it in the school curriculum or it's going to be run as a club, that will be a decision by the school administration. When once that is done, now tell it to the children. Show them the goodness about language. So that will be, I'm sure, at the beginning of the term. I don't know how it works out in your schools. But what is important is to sell the program. Again, I think the other part of the answer where you said the question where you said the implementation, we as ANSCAP do not fund the program in the schools. But if you need help, where you are short of books, don't have books, we can find a way of bringing books. We are the ones who have the license to produce this book. But this other blue one, because it's the one, the light one, we are not allowed, maybe, I don't know, to photocopying is allowed. Are we allowed to photocopy?
To photocopy is allowed. If you want to distribute for more students, but the teachers who are using them have been taken through the program, it's allowed.
But again, you don't need to photocopy and sell. That's okay.
For class, not for teachers, right? Not for teachers, but for class use.
So, have we answered your question? Because for us, doing this, we have to call parents and explain what goes on around. To convince them that there's nothing wrong with it. If anything, we're going to benefit at you. I have answered your question. Thank you, Maurice.
Okay.
The other mic? Where's the other mic? What's the vision? Are we doing this?
Okay, so you have heard what has been explained, but you have to be patient. As I said, we have seen what is going on. Only schools where they are doing e-learning, this they have time. But for schools like ours, we just have to be patient until the school program normalizes. Or else, if I were in the office, I would just say, thank you very much. Let's put the books here. Wait. Yes, because I also want to protect my job. You know what I'm talking about. Because even just making it timetable now, yes. Children are just going to learn 3 subjects, they know of. So, as your answer in yes, we have answered your question.
Grace?
That is,
It's not a question. I'm referring to the journal. The journal. The resource guide that we're using under unit 2. We looked at the self-confidence there, which is self-awareness, which is very important as our presenter put it. We have the skill that will come out of self-awareness, which is the accurate self-perception. Meaning, we are saying accurate self-perception is the possibility of false self-perception. So I would have loved I would have loved if the module had spelled some ways of which learners can use for self-awareness. I'm alive to the fact that there's an app on the phone which most people are using. I don't know, I've seen it many times. People pushing their name, maybe the app will describe them. You are good-hearted, you are honesty, you are what? Then people are forced to tag friends. So friends, if they don't agree with the app because they are tagged, they just agree to say it is correct, it is accurate. Which I feel such apps are misleading. People are not forming accurate perceptions about themselves. They are cheating themselves or they are lying to themselves. So the last in this module, it has spelled out the methods of both learners discovering themselves so that they are aware of what they achieve this self-awareness we are talking about. Thank you.
That's a very good observation there. You imagine if you're using an app to assess yourself, you feel nice when you see those good remarks about you. But how would you feel when actually somebody's telling you those things? When you've done some work together and you stand in a circle of reflection, and people are giving you such feedback, how would you feel as opposed to the machine telling you? So we are saying that if we can have this program enable our learners to be in that capacity of being able to self-assess themselves in the right way, wouldn't that be beautiful?
Okay. Another concern or question?
Thank you very much. It's just a concern over the same program and how it can be doing in our schools. Looking at maybe on the secondary school, on the secondary part or the secondary section, maybe for them it can be easier for them to implement it. But as you have said, looking at this era where we have COVID-19 and the timetable that we have, I feel this program will not be implemented as soon as we can legislate and implement it. Because already, if I say on the primary section, we have a lot of things to do. We have teaching and we have another program that is running that we're supposed to do almost everything. The catch up things, I think maybe we play on it. So we are supposed to be doing that thing every day, maybe before or after classes. So I don't know where we can squeeze in the lion.
Okay. That's why I said, I think we'll wait until things start normalizing like it was towards the end of last year. We can't force matters, is it? And then immediately what we'll be discussing on our WhatsApp group. We'll know from you when we can kick the ball and it starts rolling. Okay. As I said, most likely it's during extracurricular. We have class, isn't it? Yes. But we'll continue liaising on the WhatsApp group.
Thank you so much. Okay, because of the presence of COVID amongst us, things are quite very tricky to plan for. But one thing I know in these schools, all our schools, public schools especially, that's where I am, so I'm very sure they are what we are calling teacher group meetings. And these are happening even amid this COVID, where the lower section have a meeting maybe after 2 weeks, and they agree, they formulate their own program. You see that one, eh? So in the TG groups, even at the lower section, the upper section, the whatever senior, whatever, you can agree as teachers to incorporate. So long you as the SIG, the internet provider at that school, you take it up to bring in this part. So these programs can be a part of our term one. So long you slot them in the professional development at your school. So that as you are doing it, you will include them. So if we can start ourselves, this program will start. Because these TGMs are up to us. So if you go to the head teacher, the deputy head or whoever is in charge, you tell them that no, we want to include this part. Those are just the people who are going to be part of your meeting, but you control the direction of the meeting. So this program, if you are active enough, they can start just in term one. You can include. And one thing I've seen, if you have seen even in these the other topics like the drugs, sex education. They are not like topics which can stand out in our curriculum. But of course, you see that even when you are teaching another just mathematics, there's a way the subject will allow you to bring in that part. So there's a way that our curriculum will allow us to bring in this part. You see? So it's integration. So if we say, okay, let us wait until COVID that's like earlier. It is amongst us. So whoever exposed, Nijaba exposed, that's what is happening. If this time illegal cholera, there's a lot of it. But because we've learned how to live around it, we are surviving. Yes, at least we are able to protect ourselves. So even this COVID, it will not stop us as such, but it has affected us in many ways. But the real thing is we can find a way around this COVID, especially that part. But one part I wanted to find out is, are there testimonies like your countries where this program has been executed maybe for even a year, 2 years, and their statistics of how life of the children, the adolescents have changed. So I think as we go to tell our head teachers, I think they'll be interested to get that. So they say, no, they did this and it happened this way. The statistics are this and this 1991 they did this, and so that if we go with this information, I think we shall present it as if it is our own, and these people will be convinced. So I think I would appreciate that one.
Okay. Before I give it to Push, remember we mentioned that it was done at one of the schools here in Lusaka, and it was well organized. Except that our schools, private schools, when you are doing something and you move with everything. Isn't it? Yes, Tush?
I think that I had said you go on and do the closing circle. You know what to do.
Yes.
Yeah, so you carry forward. You do that gratitude circle, and then the validation activity.
Okay, but before we move on to that, the last question was that he wants to know if our program has been implemented in other countries and it is working. I gave an example of one school in Zambia, so you can add on.
The countries that have implemented the program, is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, well, since we are on the side of Africa, I can say that in East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, we've already implemented the program. I know Tanzania has been saying actually they have challenges. So Zambia is ahead of Tanzania as we speak, since you've been able to be the first ever country to do 2 workshops virtually, and I believe it has been really felt. Ghana was the first place where I was part of the implementation. Zimbabwe has done this, Malawi has done this. In Uganda, if I can share with you on the part of implementation, we found that schools have issues with new programs coming in. And indeed, the timetables are already like intact. It's hard to say now we have this, it's a full curriculum, you can bring it on board. So most of the schools that we recruit when we are doing Lions Quest are schools, mainly private schools actually are the ones who have been implementing Lions Quest to the best, because they form like a club in the school, and the club works like any other club within the school. but it's solely called Lions Quest Club, and the students in that club are enrolled to do the program. We've had some feedback that is really positive for schools which have done it that way. Then others, they have like showcase days where they do Lions Quest as a side program, and then at a certain point before end of term, they showcase what has been done by Lions Quest program. So each country has their unique ways of implementing this program. And I think you will also have your own unique way of doing this, as long as you see it relevant to the development of the healthy, young, capable adults. I think that's all I can share. Grace and Chimwemwe and maybe district governor, they may know some of other areas because I'm just a trainer. Some of the things I may not know.
Okay, now before we move on to the last
Maybe,
activity, I would like to suggest something. As one who has been in the admin office, as he said that if we wait for COVID, this program will not be implemented. I remember yesterday we said that we do assembly presentations. Do we? Yes. And I believe we are two here. Yes. When you have your, what you call them, your meeting, yes. When you have those meetings, you can share to say where we went, what we learned can benefit the children. And then you sit with the one you have come with here. When you have assembly, maybe you pick drug abuse just for maybe 5 minutes. Okay, you can share the bad side of drugs, the effects of doing this, that, of course, without forgetting also talking about the positive side if they make good decisions, or else it will be flat. Because whether there's COVID or not, assemblies are there. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something will be shared. That is from me. Okay, push.
The last slide is really to trigger your mind to see some of the questions. How would you handle such questions if they came up? Implementation issues, how do I manage small group work effectively? You've been just working in groups, but if they were for young people, how would you manage them? How do I handle disruptive behavior and maintain a positive classroom atmosphere? You can just go through them and see if you want to respond to any or give advice. That is like our closing kind of issues.
Okay.
And then after that, I would like you to go on and conclude.
Okay. We have made the instructions there. I'll go through those. If you have something to contribute, you can contribute. The first one is, how do I manage small group work effectively? The second one is, how do I handle disruptive behavior and maintain a positive classroom atmosphere? Can someone, is there anything we can respond? There should be someone because I say that the switch. No question, we move on. The third one, how do I enforce the classroom agreements? The fifth one, how do I handle inappropriate responses. Then
Maybe Grace, you can elaborate. You can.
okay,
Hello.
okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Yes.
tell
Like
you.
you did agreements.
Yes, go ahead.
Grace. Yes.
Yes.
I was talking about the reinforcing classroom agreements.
Okay.
For instance, like the new students have come, and maybe you made a classroom agreements with the earlier students. How do you bring the new students on board to follow the same agreements that you had made with the first group? So such things you must think about them. How do I reinforce the classroom agreements without causing any discomfort?
Okay. You are going, yeah? Okay. Let me respond. Um, if you want to contribute something, okay, because I'm giving an example of a classroom community with few children. If I give an example of a classroom community with 70 like, or 80 children, like the way you teach, then I'll be lying. Um, if, for example, I have a new pupil in my class, and then in that class, we have already agreed on the ground rules. Okay, we have agreed on homework response. We have agreed about there are other rules in the school, isn't it? It will be very difficult, and maybe I think the child will not even get the instructions if I take up that role alone, isn't it? I'll make sure I create time so that the child can get that from the friend in case of at least not very small children, but grade 3, 4 upwards. You ask, before teaching, if you teach in groups, groups have rules, isn't it? You don't do this just like we make ground rules. You ask the friends, yes, can you please tell us the rules before we do that? Meanwhile, you have talked to that new child to say, when your friend starts doing this, listen very carefully. I'll come and ask you what they will say. You are not going to ask her. All what you want is her to get the instructions from the friend. Although you know that afterwards you are going to reinforce. That is one way you can do it. Then there are other rules, maybe where another teacher will not know that that child is new. Maybe that child comes from a school where there are no rules, will just be walking anyhow. Some of you are in schools where children keep their lane, isn't it? You have to keep left when you are going this side. You have to keep what? Let the child learn those through the friends. Then you, as a teacher, you just reinforce. Like that, you are even encouraging knowing each other, like we were doing here. Of course, you don't involve a child who is a bully to say you are going to train your friend or you are going to upset your friend to do this. You beat the friend on the way. We know our children, isn't it? Yes. So those are just examples from me. Okay, Tush?
We do the activity.
Thank you very much, Grace. I would like you to now give members their plates for wisdom and get them into pairs to help each other pin them on the back. Let's be in the upstanding mode now as we do the closing.
Okay. Before we go, let's stand and sing our song. What we are going to do is we are going to put our hands like this. What? You put your like this. Like this. Okay? Then you press. Using a
Give me
marker.
the room, David. I don't see the
Okay?
people.
Okay. Any of your, yes, left or right? What's mine?
I think I look back at the picture here in one.
Where you go, should fix it. Okay? Because people will be right.
So when you're done tracing, please come to your safety pin and you place the middle.
Is it handing?
At least when you're done with the marker, maybe you have the back, we have another one. I said, please when you're done with that.
I think the best is to do it from outside. Coming here will be sweet. Yeah.
Please come with your pin and your plates and the marker and the pen. You can do that activity outside. And don't forget your pin. You can go outside.
Oh, I used Yes, y cayó sapo, ¿verdad?
Okay, right, this one, right, from that, this one, this one. Push. Hello, push. Hello.
Okay, yeah.
We have gone outside.
You're ready?
We have gone outside.
Oh, okay. You're going to do it from outside.
Yes.
All right. But do it quick. Don't take long.
No, we are not going to take long.
So,
I think you only got.
okay. I'm also sending love to everyone through their plates. They've been such a wonderful team.
Your plate?
Come, Levin.
So each one's plate has a great team player. Thank you so much.
Let me take it. I have a plate for you.
Okay, carry it for me. Thank you, Grace.
Yep. In a 3%. It's okay. Then it's just okay.
We're just limiting. Yeah, this one should be on.
That one.
Yeah. This one you understand. But
This will go.
because he needs to charge. So he needs to charge his phone. Better he switches off. And we use it. How long are they going to be doing those things?
Maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Because we have been done now. I don't know. On the last point, what they will just supposed to ask questions and
That's evaluation. Answer those questions.
Those questions at the end. What will answer them at least? But your answer is a bit hard. Yes. David. While we're waiting for the you're not playing music. Can you play this? That's quick. You know it. Play the song.
What song is it? What song is it?
Let me send it to you.
What song? Maybe I have it.
Let's see. You have it. You have it right now.
Let's play it.
What is it?
To the WhatsApp, huh?
The salsa.
It's coming, huh? We play.
Give out some play.
When he reaches.
Okay.
They're done.
Oh, they are writing. Now they are using markers. They don't
That's what we are
pronounce
doing.
properly.
Oh, that's it.
That's what I need them do. Give it. You download it for me.
Which number is it?
What else?
Open the school. Are you suffering from gout?
No video.
This cable's got a problem. Let me just. Ah, the projector, the HDMI cable, if you just move it. Yes. That just who is the source? You say it's IPTT.
Where did you play it from? Don't worry, that's okay. I'll play it from the side. How did you play it? You download it? Did you download it?
I played it direct from WhatsApp.
You don't do that.
It works.
It will work.
Listen, it's funny.
Okay, we can. Okay, we have removed our bed.
Josh, you're laughing. Was it the video?
I forgot that I was live.
The video.
It was interesting.
The video was
You have
interesting.
seen your bed.
No, the video was interesting.
Oh, have you? Take it. Take a snapshot.
Yes, yes, we need
Okay.
plate. Where is it?
It's there. We have seen what our friends have written on our flags, isn't it? I hope no one received a negative comment. Hello?
Thank you, members. I pray everyone has received positives.
Yeah, okay. Oh, me, I'm happy. Positive, negative, wow. I said, don't write negative, but yeah, I know.
David, snap it and send me.
Yeah. On someone who kept on making noise throughout the day. Mhm. Okay. So that is it. That is how members felt about your participation. Okay. So let us be happy with we have what has been written on our paper. Go home with them, go and show your children, so that you tell them that I'm appreciated very much by other people.
I received the
Okay. You received the vernacular. May I have the piece? Okay. Yes, that committee. Okay. We are going to give you evaluation forms where you are going to write your feeling about the workshop.
Sounded good. Very quiet here. Hey, after fun.
What they are feeling in the
What's the focus?
in the camera.
Come on.
Yeah, I can. I think it
David, can I see that evaluation? I hope there is provision for both Chimwemwe and Grace.
Mike's fine.
Okay. Before we close our program, I would like to inform you that before leaving, you have to pass in the room where your bags are. You get your transport money and books. go. Then the other thing is that those who have seen and appreciated what we are doing and they feel like being part of us, the Lions, you're welcome. How many feel like joining? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Titanga tariko, konsabani mangele. I'm not the governor.
Jewish life.
I forgot. Titanga
Continue.
tariko, konsabani mangele. Nala nzangamuna. Elo muletabwa.
You should write for me a word.
Thank you very much, you people, for being part of us. I'll still, okay, so that I can get your names and then I'll give you the contact of Lions and kafue who you can contact. I saw about 8 hands there. Okay. They will explain to you all about Lions. Of course, the governor explained yesterday. Now they will explain to you at another level. Okay. Please, when you finish, just press your hand, then you will come and collect the form. Don't write your names. So we are giving to three name tags. How many are finished? Okay. Please, let's move fast. Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have it.
Okay. I hope we are done. Not fast, I'm coming to collect. Oh, okay.
Please push it, please. Please push.
Yeah.
Exciting.
As I collect the evaluation papers, please let us sanitize our hands. All of us, please let us sanitize.
Season, yeah. Number 50. Which they're taking their time. They're taking their time.
I hope I have all the graduation papers.
Is there closing?
Okay, push. You have something to say or
Yes,
you say something after presentation of certificate? Or now?
okay. Thank you very much. I think I've talked, but I wanted to give a remark on the plate activity. I pray that everyone has received something positive in their plate, and having been emphasizing the values, the competences, the nice things that you want to see in others could be the same things your friends have seen in you. So we are saying take that plate and reach out with those positive things and even get more and create more and impact the people who come into contact with you with similar values. You see, our symbol for Lion's Quest in the logo is the hand, the stretched hand. So if it was even like kin, you put in everything and many other values that you're spreading out to the world to create a happy place for you and for those around you. I really wanted to just close with that and tell you how thrilled I am that despite all the things that may not have been okay with the virtual, you've been such a team. I felt like I was close to you. If I was there, I would have known all your names, but David and Tim could not bring the names close to me. But I am happy and I'm excited about Grace and Chimwemwe. I think they've been a great team on my side. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon once again. We come to the end of our training because I think the training for 2 days was very interesting, very exciting. In some cases, a bit challenging. At the beginning, when we came, we were not too sure what Lion's Quest was all about. But now I'm sure each one of us know what it is all about, and when we go back, we'll be able to tell the program all about. From yesterday, we did a lot of activities. We've had our guests, our governor coming in. We've had our team of the program, the team, and the lunches and whatever, all the activities. So on behalf of the office of the district governor of District 413, I'd like to say thank you so much for coming to our workshop. We know you're coming from far places, and we glad to really appreciate. When we have maybe another workshop, we can see if we can invite 1 or 2 people to come and talk about the experiences that we've had here and what they've had in their schools. So please, we have that WhatsApp group. Please don't come up with it. That will help us communicate with everyone. So before we do the certificate presentation, I'd like to call upon the Eastern District Governor, Peter Manzani, to call upon the district governor to give his closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
continue. Yes, I've talked to the district governor. The district governor has given me instructions on how to proceed with this. So, on behalf of the district governor, yes, we're just finalizing how we're doing. But first of all, let me just again call upon the district governor, who I introduced to you yesterday, to say a few words at the close of this event. District governor.
Thank you, immediate first Mr. Governor. I don't know whether to say good evening, good afternoon, please guide me. Good evening, and you want to observe here, like you become residents. Well done. My message this evening to all of you, the trainers and our senior trainer Tush. I've stood here because I just want to amplify what my address started. She asked whether we are candidates or potential candidates, and I saw hands. That is what has made this time. If I did not see any hands, I was not going to stand up. The IPDG was sufficient. So, do I see those hands again? And all these are few residents, right? Yes. What I will suggest to you is that we will take you, Grace will get the names, we will get you as a special club. There is what we call specialty club. So we will get you as a special club. Why are you special? Because you're coming from the same background and you are a group that has also led Lions Quest. So those are commonalities that you have, isn't it? Yes, so we'll take you as a special club, and we may not have you in the Lions Club, but we will, if possible, the numbers permitting, we will make you a standalone club and give you the lessons or the orientation that is sufficient to make you start operating as Lions and not as teachers, but as Lions teachers because you're a specialty club. Just quickly, for us, we look for a person who has got 4 attributes to become a lion, and that is 1, treasury, 2, talent, 3, time, and 4, tolerance. And all these, I think, you have. Treasury is simply money so that you can pay your subscription. And all of you here being teachers, you've got a test. And no government worker is the poverty, correct? Time, you've got the time. Talent, because you are a special club, time, you manage your own affairs because you are coming from the common organization. Talent, you are massive, whatever, isn't it? Then tolerance, it has already been exhibited here. You're so tolerant that you can even tolerate this governance. So, we will take it up from there. May I now use my powers to call upon the immediate justice governor to officially close this workshop on my behalf. Immediate justice governor.
Thank you very much, district governor. It really is. When your senior calls upon you to do something, it is a great honor. And I take this as a great honor. Thank you very much. As a way of closing, I think maybe the only thing I can say is that we would like to thank you very much for sparing these last 2 days with us. We know this is a time which is very busy. We've just come out of the old year. We're entering into the new year. And we will be preparing for the opening of the school. But you will make time, make sure that you find time to be with us. And it is our hope that for you these 2 days will be memorable. Days that throughout the year you are going to reflect back on and say, yes, it was a time well spent. So thank you very much for for being here at this time. But I also like to note that I think you managed to stay in here, behave the way you are, because partly, going back to the ground rules that we had. Now, when the ground rules were being worked out, I was thinking, these teachers are mean to themselves. Why do they want to be so strict with themselves? But after is an afterthought. I think this is what really made it a memorable day. For me, if I spend 2 days at a workshop, I want to make sure I enjoy it. And I think having followed those rules that we set for ourselves is what made it possible for us to enjoy ourselves. Or am I assuming that we enjoyed it? Maybe we didn't enjoy it. Thank you very much. The opposite of that is, well, maybe on a slightly lighter note. What could have happened without the rules? Maybe something which, watching the game that was being played outside there, that I had a view which was sort of maybe only unique to me. You see, instructions were given to everybody. Do this, call out the net, throw the ball. Now, what I found interesting is that though the instruction was the same for everybody, it came out in different ways. One of them was, okay, you do call out the name. And then when that ball comes flying to the person, it's so strong that it's almost knocking down the other person. Some of them throw it, the one catching it literally has to come to meet it halfway through. Some of them, of course, directly there it is, you catch it. Some of them, like my grandmother used to do it. You'll be sitting when she wants to talk to you. And then she'll say something like, if there were boys here, we would have firewood to cook. Then it's up to you now to realize what's happening. But I mean, in this way, that the ball would be aimed at somebody and go somewhere else. Well, she was doing it intentionally, but what I'm trying to put across, what we are trying to show there, part of what we are trying to show is communicate. This is what we heard here, communicate. And there are different ways that people communicate. Some are strong. Some, you have to keep trying to get the information and so on. So as we go out, we'll be required to give out the information that we learned today. Please, let's find appropriate ways so that it has an impact. If you go out, let's not take this as the end of the process. We've spent time, and I know in the discussion that went on earlier on, we noticed a few obstacles that might hold us back. But with the knowledge that we've received, I'm sure we can all know how to handle it. A good illustration that came out. This Lion Quest normally is conducted physically with everybody in the same room. But your group and the group in court managed to make an exception. Said, no, under these difficult circumstances, we'll do it physical here, virtual, and everything, combine everything. And I believe as you go, despite those difficulties that you have said that you have identified, you will find a way to get it through. What is very important, first of all, is to get committed to the idea. And I believe this idea has been sold to everybody. And once it has been sold to you, and will be sold so many times, knowledge, information, anything is not good if you just keep it and store it, put it away. illustrations, issues of the talents and all that kind of thing. So please, let it go out to as many people as possible. That is the assignment that will be given to you. And I know we've got resources that are available, always free. You can get in touch with them. They'll be able to assist you, help you push the process forward. The governor, well, Grace cut short when she started the song. And I know who have been identified as Ngwele. Just for information. All these are teachers. And we are Ngwele. But I would like to tell you one thing. Everybody, in a way, is a teacher. We are all, in a way, teachers. And even for us now, having sat through here, we have even become better teachers. So we are with you. We are together. Let's wait to let's be together as we proceed. And one thing I like about this book, you know, this is talking about teachers again. I love the pride of the profession. I love the pride of the profession. The dancing which was going on here, the singing and all that, you can see proud people. It's not something which I see in some other professions. You know, some professions, you call somebody you wake up you slap you. But it's something attached to something. But teachers, you are proud to sing at the top of your voices. Please, let's continue that way. So that we are sure. And this is one reason why even Lion Quest is taking this as a vessel they should use. This vessel, once getting committed, will make sure that all the information or everything that is needed is passed on and will be passed on properly. Some of us don't have these teaching methodologies and all that. We might miss the point, but I don't see this happening here. This group will get it right. After having said that, and again, thanking you for your attention, thanking you for your participation, and wishing you well as you go on, and also promising that we will be there to assist in whatever way we can. I would like to wish you well, and at this point, though there's still another function to be performed, I would like to officially declare this training closed. Thank you very much and congratulations to all of you. And as I say, there still is a function which will be conducted by the district governor, so that at least you have evidence of having achieved something, having done something. Some of us, it becomes a past when you get home at that. But you see, I was in school. But the significance of that certificate is very important. So I would like to call upon the district governor now to perform this last function for the day. District governor.
My dear friends, now we have become friends. Due to COVID, we are not going to greet each other, isn't it? You just get the certificate and bow down with it, as we are doing it in other institutions there. Don't want to go home with COVID. Okay, so when I call out your name, thank you. Yes, I come that side. No. Come here. They get, then they come out. Okay, okay, keep it there. Okay, when I call out your name, then you get the certificate, then you just, and then you go and take your seat. Then afterwards, we are going to have a group photo with the certificate outside, then we can disperse. Clear? Okay. Who is the first bird? Mwanza Kikongo. Followed by Eunice Kifulo. Let us not make a noise. Eunice. Eunice will be followed by Karen Tongo. Then Lazarus Founder. Lulu Nambu. We'll clap for each other when the last one gets there. Okay. Then, we'll done for
me. It's K-A-R-E-N.
Pardon?
K-A-R-E-N, Karen.
Nambu.
That's what I thought.
Followed by
That's what
Kumbukan
was sent.
Soko. Then,
Can be amended. Though.
Alright. Can I where is this one?
Prudence
It's up to you. You want to give it to me?
Kumbukan Soko.
I need the one with my friend.
So it's just a okay.
What is it? But no one can.
One
I'm not him. I said Kumbukan Soko, but the certificate is something else. Prudence can get it. We have Prudence. Okay. Brina Simusumbu. Magunda Karo. Yes. That is Magunda Karo. Maggie Manzala. Followed by Matimba David. Maggie Anzala. Anzala. Okay, now I know how to pronounce. Matimba David. We have
Matimba David.
Okay. Waria Mwamba. Morris Tembo. Ella, followed by Ella Mumba. Morris Tembo, followed by Ella Mumba. Then Musongole Henry. Then Helen Mataniko. Musongole Henry. Helen Mataniko. Kiara Lazarus. And Chewa Crispin. Ikwan Bula Cindy. Chewa Crispin. Ikwan Bula Cindy. Then Molenga Ancho. Dolela. Molenga Ancho to be followed by Dolela. Then Dolela. Then number Nancy. Chibeka Robi. Nebo Mutambo. Mebo Mutambo. Nebo is followed by Rachel Yamish. Mwamba, then Mwamba Oswald. Hilda Mugwanga. Mwamba also. That's Hilda. Oh, Remember also, Hilda being Manga, Namsie Karaluka,
Just like
Ejila M. Ilanda, Namsie Karaluka. Young David, second there,
Pardon?
those who are supposed to come in,
Oh.
Ejila Ilanda, M. Ilanda. You are okay. Namsie Karaluka. Kimumba Esther Amusi. Kimumba Esther Amusi. Zulu Kimba. Noti Moja. William Chipiri. Noti. We have Noti. Noti and William Chipiri. Okay, now we go to the Lions for the job well done. As you say, the first one goes to Gracie for Kosovo. We have Mark. Indeed, Mark Mwanamonga. Dr. Machi Ampango. Dr. Machi Ampango there, followed by Alan Tush Naturinda. There she is.
Presented to you. Vows. This is for Chimwemwe, this is for Park District Governor, this is for Governor, and for Grace. Thank you.
Thank you. The next one is for Chimwemwe Darasi. Followed by David Biote.
Right, we have Grace Williams. This one, the certificate is being awarded to our district governor, District 413 Zambia. I will have him take it.
Let me follow this.
Yes, yes.
The last certificate, pardon, sorry about that. The last certificate is being given to Dr. Peter Moto Mangani, MJF, the immediate past district governor for District 413.
This one should come with this one. Please take time.
Thank you very much. Would like to ask for a volunteer to give us the last closing prayer.
Group photo with certificate.
After the closing prayer, we'll go ask for a group photo
David.
with our certificate.
David, Sarah study.
Those who have not
Sarah study. Oh,
they want the names will not show.
Sarah
But for
study. Oh,
certificates,
there's some.
will come through this.
There's some don't have certificates.
So, a closing prayer from Dr.
Photo. It's okay. Yeah. But you could pause.
Shall we pray? Almighty God, we thank you for what you've done for us. Thank you, Father, for keeping us safely, for teaching us.
Oh, it's not
Father, we are better people now because we've learned. We are better to be good to others. We thank you for what you've done and reached us. Father, we even commit next time. We pray for strength that you enable us to implement what we've learned that has made us better. Even as we go various ways, Father, we pray, be with us, protect us. May we have a prosperous new year this year. May the mercy of the Lord and the goodness of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen.
Amen.
Everyone, after
She needs a photo of her certificate.
So yes, that's why
So they're just going for a photo, a group photo.
Okay, okay.
You can still request for one. Just get one of an ordinary photo.
And tell them I will need some photos to do the reports, but I haven't got any photos.
What was that, Trish?
Tell them they will need to send me, they select a few photos, like four of each workshop, each day, and send them to me. And also the photos for certificates.
Okay.
Like now that group photo, I need also for the other group so that I write my report and complete.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You've been such a darling for this. Thank you.
Thank you too.
You want to end this? End it. Yeah.
Nione, fammi una coppia.